Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How y'all doing this morning? I know, I know. It's been a week. It's been a week. But guess what? It's the beginning of another week. And this is your Sunday sermon. Your Sunday sermon. With your girl, the Funky Chaplain. Let's get into it. Faith. What do you really want? So we in Mark. I'm gonna turn on this light because it feels a little dim. It's kind of that weird time of year where it's not quite light out here yet, so it's not whatever. All right, we're in Mark. That's in the New Testament, in the Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, chapter 10, verse 46 through 52. So I'm gonna go ahead and read this to you. All right. Jesus heals blind Bartimaeus. Then they reached Jericho. And as Jesus and his disciples left town, a large crowd followed him. A blind beggar named Bartimaeus, son of Timaeus, was sitting beside the road. When Bartimaeus heard that Jesus of Nazareth was nearby, he began to shout, "Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me." "Be quiet," many people yelled at him. But he only shouted louder, "Son of David, have mercy on me." When Jesus heard him, he stopped and said, "Tell him to come here." So they called the blind man. "Cheer up," they said. "Come on, he's calling you." Bartimaeus threw aside his coat, jumped up, and came to Jesus. "What do you want me to do for you?" Jesus asked. "My rabbi," the blind man said, "I want to see." Some versions say, "I want to see again." And Jesus said to him, "Go, for your faith has healed you." And instantly the man could see, and he followed Jesus down the road. So let's get into this thing. Blind Bartimaeus, a blind beggar. Now, Bartimaeus ain't worried about what the crowd got to say to him, okay? He heard Jesus coming, he started hollering. Now, Jesus is a rabbi, so there's some decorum, okay, that's supposed to be had when he comes to town. Like, Jesus is like a dignitary at this point. So let's say the president comes down your main road. You know what the city is going to do. They're going to make sure that there are no homeless folks on that main road so that it's not embarrassing. So Bartimaeus is yelling, and what he calls Jesus, "Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me." Important thing right there, son of David. Prophecy, the son of David he's saying you're the Messiah. I know you're the Messiah. So Bartimaeus is like, "Look, I may not be able to see, but I know who you are. I may not be able to see, but I know who you are. I know you the Messiah." People like, "Oh my God, be quiet." Bartimaeus like, "I don't care what y'all talking about. This is my chance. Son of David, have mercy on me." Jesus hears him. He stops and tells him, "Tell him to come here." Now, this question that Jesus asked him, "What do you want?" Now, Bartimaeus is a blind beggar. That would not have been unusual in their day, just as it is not unusual for us, depending on where you are. I know there's a certain strip here in Atlanta where there are folks that are begging on the road for money. So why is Jesus asking this beggar what he wants? I mean, he's begging. He wants money, right? But Bartimaeus, seizing this opportunity, he could have asked him for money. He could have said, "Hey, I got to eat for today." And Jewish folks at that time, and Jesus is Jewish, let's remember Jesus isn't Christian, Jesus is Jewish. At that time, it would have been customary for them to give money to the poor. It would have been in the law, take care of the poor, the orphans, the widows. So this exchange is interesting because why is Jesus asking this man what he wants? He's a beggar. He wants money, right? But Bartimaeus says, "Nah, let me go ahead and, hey, he asked me what I want. I might as well get what I really want." And so Bartimaeus, you have to understand, is one of the few folks that got healed in these gospels that actually has a name. Think about it. You got the boy possessed with demons. You have the soldiers daughter. You have the Syrophoenician woman. None of them have names, but son of Timaeus, Bartimaeus, has a name. So if he gets named, we better pay attention here to what's going on, because something is important that he gets a name in the Gospels. My takeaway from Bartimaeus: do you have the faith to ask Jesus for what you really want? Sometimes we're taught to play small. We're taught to keep our dreams and our aspirations and our desires for healing very, very small. Don't ask for too much. Don't be arrogant. Don't be... And I'm not talking about prosperity things, because everybody asks big when it comes to money. Enlarge my territory, the prayer of Jabez, and all that business. I'm talking about, what is that thing that you have hidden away in your heart that you think is foolish and people have told you to be quiet? What do you really want? Are you bold enough? Do you have the faith to say, you know what? This is my chance. This is the day of visitation. Jesus, son of David, is here. Bartimaeus was like, I don't care what y'all talking about. I'm about to get my healing. This is my chance. So he says, well, I want to see. Why not? He been getting money all this time. He want to see. And Jesus said to him, go, for your faith has healed you. Now, this is another important piece to this for me, as a person who sees themselves as a minister, as a person who sees myself as the hands and feet of Jesus. So this is specifically for believers. Jesus said to him, go, for your faith has healed you. He didn't have any requirements for him. He didn't say, hey, you got to come follow me. Hey, you got to come to the church for 3 services before we give you this money to pay your bills, before we do this, before we do that. Wasn't nothing that Jesus asked of this man. He actually told him, go. Go ahead. You know what? You got it. You saw your chance. You took it. I respect that. You got it. Your faith has made you well. So for those of us who are ministering, we're the hands and feet of Jesus. There's no requirement. If you're going to minister to people, minister to them with no expectation of anything in return. Don't keep tabs. Don't take pictures. Don't have your phones out recording it. Minister to the folks. Quit asking for things in return. If you are a leader in a church, whatever ministry you have that you are going to help hurting people, do it. Just do it. Don't ask them to do anything in return. They shouldn't have to be members. Stop doing that. Give the people what they need and let them go on about their business. Don't try to guilt trip them into anything. Go in faith. Now, here's the interesting thing. Instantly, the man could see, and unlike many of the other folks that Jesus healed, he followed Jesus down the road. So he actually is now... We think the disciples, that there's only 12 of them, but there's a large crowd. It said in verse 46, a large crowd followed him. So there weren't just the 12 disciples that were very close to Jesus. There was a large crowd. So Bartimaeus joins the crowd and goes on down the road with Jesus. When we minister to folks, just love them, give them what they need, let them go on down the road, child. If they need to follow, they will. Believe that. Once they see that there's some healing, they'll follow. If that's their thing, you know what I'm saying? If it's God's will, if that's what they need to be doing in that moment, they'll follow. Don't worry about it. Just minister to the people. But for those of us that have these desires that we are hiding, we are just gonna, just get our crumbs, just get our, we blind beggars. We just gonna get our money and go on blind and keep on down our way. When you get a moment of visitation, when it's your Kairos moment, when God is like, what you want? What do you really want? That's the question. Because Jesus would have known what Bartimaeus wanted, money. But Jesus is like, nah, you call me son of David. You want something different than the money that everybody else has been giving you. What do you really want? So, are you blind, Bartimaeus? You got something you done hid away that you really, really want, and you're scared to ask. You don't think you deserve it. What do you really want? Ask for it. Believe it in faith. You shall have what you say. If our faith can move mountains, you shall have what you say. Say it. Call on it. Say, you know what? Hey, might as well. That's what Bartimaeus said. Might as well. Might as well ask for what I really want. What do you really want? What do you really want? Ask for it. So you can hear Jesus say, go. For your faith has healed you. All right? That was quick, right? I'm telling y'all, we do this quick. We get in, we get out. You can go about your day. And that's your Sunday sermon. What do you really want? Do you have the faith to ask for it? I do. I'm going to get mine. Get yours. I love y'all. Really, 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 really do. Have a good day.